Okay, this video I'm going to go back to what I do best, which is making fun of Christians. And right now I'm searching for a Republican that's also a devout Christian. People that are kind of to the right, but atheists don't count. Christopher Hitchens, for example, he falls on some subject matters. His position is kind of off to the right. I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about Ayn Rand. I'm not talking about objectivists. I'm talking Republicans that are devout Christians. And what I can't seem to reconcile in my own mind is how, on the one hand, they can say the greatest figure in all history, their Lord and personal Savior, Jesus Christ, is their hero with everything he said about helping the sick, helping the poor, helping the less fortunate, and the things he said about a rich person is as likely to get into heaven as a camel passing through the eye of a needle, and all that. I can't get how they square their political beliefs over here with their religious beliefs over here, because they want low taxes for the rich, primarily the rich, corporate jets, the whole 9 yards. I'm sure you've been following things in the news. They want all these tax cuts. They want to slash social programs that help the poor, such as Medicare, which is the elderly, Medicaid, which is for poor families. I think there's a program called CHIP that they've put on the block, and that's for poor, poor children. I think it's a health program, to get them in for their shots and basic medical care and all that. And then they also want to slash Social Security, which I find a bit unfair, because if you've worked, since you were 14 years old like me, you've been paying into Social Security this entire time, hoping, or at least you were told, they were going to give you that money back when you were old and retired and couldn't work anymore. So basically, how do you reconcile the selfishness and greediness, corporate moneyed interests over here in your political beliefs, over here with your religious beliefs, where I won't say that Jesus didn't say some controversial things or conflicting things. I think one thing he was pretty solid on, and I know the reason for this, whereas your average Christian does not, is he believed in charity, in giving to the poor, and helping the poor. In fact, he told one person who was a richer person that started following, he goes, okay, now give all your possessions and all your wealth to the poor and come and follow me. So to me, that's a pretty, and he didn't limit it to that guy, to that generation. He basically said, if you want to come into the kingdom of heaven, give away all your worldly things and follow me. Spread my word, because the end is near. Okay? So how can you reconcile the pursuit of money and wealth and class when your supposed idol, that I don't really think you believe in, but you say you do, advocated giving away everything, keeping nothing for yourself, and wandering as an ignorant preacher? I know not everyone can go that far. Not everybody would go that far. However, the followers are maybe this is something I need to look at. Do they give more to charity than your average non-believer? Because it's a large part of their faith is helping the poor. And personally, I've talked to a lot of homeless people, a lot of homeless vets. I'm a contractor at the VA, so I kind of work around a lot of veterans. Some of them are homeless. We have domiciliary programs for them, trying to get them off the streets and back into a job and working so they can support themselves. But I've talked to some of those guys, and I go, well, you can always go to a church and get a handout, right? And they go, no, it doesn't work that way. Even the shelters that are ran by churches, the homeless tend to hate, because they make you sit through a bunch of bullshit preaching. They preach at you for hours and hours on ends just so you can have a roof over your head and something to eat, which I guess, everybody's looking for something. Everybody, but I don't know. I just don't know how you reconcile being so selfish and greedy politically, yet on the other hand, as your religion, you're supposed to give to the poor. So I'd like to talk to some Republican Christians, and I'm going to try to spread this video as far as I can, so I can draw them onto this page, so they'll come to the comment section. If you're an atheist, if you're a secularist, if you're a rationalist, feel free to comment. But you're not really the person I'm looking for, because the people I want to talk to are the ones that are being total hypocrites and probably wouldn't watch my video anyways. But anyways, I am trying to reach out so I can understand where they're coming from. And maybe their problem is ignorance. Maybe after I give them a few Bible quotes, which I can do, I mean, I need the help of Google, but I will find the quotes. I'll put them there so you can see what your Lord and Savior actually thinks about the pursuit of wealth, monetary gain, political power, corporate cronyism, as opposed to helping the poor and contributing to charities, and his opinion on the matter, because it should matter to you. Because if you're going to bring religion into politics, I can bring your religion to you about your politics. You understand what I mean? Because it's not like we actually separate church and state. But if we want to start pursuing this, I will. And, I'll start asking this at political rallies. What you believe about Jesus. Because I think if you're going to bring it into the debate, you ought to have to answer questions. Okay, thank you.